and welcome to Spotlight, a podcast series by Celtic Down Under. I'm your host Jared, and today's podcast is on the Jock Stein CSC in Melbourne, Australia. Hope you enjoy it.
So we're doing a podcast series on all the local CSCs here in Australia. So just want to find out a bit of information on the Jock Stein Melbourne CSC, when it was founded and by who.
Yeah, we'll probably founded, I guess, around about 20 to 25 years ago in Melbourne. Sean Fitzgerald, Stephen Mackay and Billy McLaughlin set it up, and that was generally run out of Father Flanagan's up in Collingwood initially. And then as things sort of progressed, the club sort of moved around a bit, and as technology got better as well, we were able to see some more of the games. I know when it first started, it was more of a get together with the VHS videotapes being sent over so you could watch the highlights of the game. Sometimes even getting together to listen to it on the radio. Then gradually moved from Father Flanagan's down to the Pint on Punt in St Kilda, and that was probably about 2007 or so. And since that time, we've generally been based in and around St Kilda, having to move a few times to the Elephant and Wheelbarrow into St Kilda, and then further down to the Dick about five years ago. And then most recently, we've been located at the Vine in Richmond, who have been fantastic to us over the last year or two, which is where we now catch up for the games.
Yeah, that being my local CSC that I'll come down to for games as well, it's always good. But really loved it when we were at the Elephant and Wheelbarrow. That was a real good setup there. Then the Dick was also great, and then the Vine, that's pretty impressive as well. So we've always got a good venue there. So how regularly are games shown at the CSC, and how many members are there currently?
Yeah, I mean the games are largely dependent on when BN have the Celtic game on. We don't have the Celtic TV set up as yet in the club, but we are looking to get that in. We are contemplating getting it this year, but obviously with the Celtic being in the Europa League and the time of the games are going to be largely on a Sunday, and when the clocks go back and forward and the difference is 11 hours, the games are really midnight, 1 a.m, and it doesn't make that much commercial sense, if you like, for the pub to get the Celtic TV in. But hopefully as we go forward and potentially get into the Champions League, then it makes much more sense. So the games are generally shown whenever the larger games are there, or they got the early kickoffs like this week coming up. There's a Hibs game on Saturday night at 9:30, which is a great time for us over here in Melbourne to watch the games. So yeah, there's a number of different games that get shown. In terms of members, we've probably went from strength to strength each year. So we've probably got about 70 to 80 paid up members for the year. So the club's going really well, and I think that's driven a lot by sort of the atmosphere that we get at the clubs. We organise live music for all of the Rangers games which are there, which really helps people to sort of get into the swing of things and enjoy a couple of beers. The pub at the Vine are really accommodating, as you've probably seen, Jared. They let us hire out the entire downstairs part and just block it off for all Celtic fans. And the staff at the Vine are actually don the Celtic strips as well, from many different years, which just makes everyone feel welcome. It's going pretty well, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a great touch by the guys at the Vine who are wearing the strips. It's walked in with one of my mates who's not even a Celtic fan, and he was like, I can't believe that. That's just such a great touch that they do that. So yeah, big fan of that place.
Yeah, it's excellent. The actual location's great as well. Transport's easy to get to. It's based in Richmond. Trains and trams everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, and main road's not far away for those who've got to drive in as well. So with plenty of parking. So that was the one issue I had when we were down at the Dick, where there was like very little car parking nearby. But yeah, this is a really good spot. So happy days. Now,
yeah,
with the memberships, what's the process to become a member at the CSC, and how much does it cost?
Yeah. I mean, we don't really have a process per se. I usually just take care of ask people to send me messages, and I'll organise the cards. So in terms of the process, we ask people to pay in advance if they can. And we charge $50 for the year, and that gets you entry to all the games throughout the year. We also have a family Christmas barbecue which we run, which is free for members, and potentially other events during the year. Which is pretty good. And then with each membership, in the last couple of years, we've given out badges or a Jock Stein Celtic Supporters Club scarf or a hat or a beanie as part of that package. And the club itself, obviously we don't have to pay to screen the games, but we sort of just try and uphold sort of the ethos, if you like, of what Celtic was founded, which is to try and help others in need. And we do a lot of work in that area. So the money we raise all ends up going out to charity. And I think, as I say, people be charging everybody $10 for the larger games, the Rangers games, and it just helps to help those less fortunate than ourselves, I guess, in the lucky country that is Australia. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I see everyone's welcome. You know, if anybody wants to go, you mentioned earlier there, Jad, about you coming down with your friends who's not even a Celtic fan. You know, people are more than welcome at the club to a certain extent, obviously.
Yeah, as long as they're not wearing Rangers blue. Hey?
That's it.
All right. So you just mentioned about the giving to charities. So I know there was one with the kitchen in previous years that money was gave to, and I know on match days there's usually a goal scorer, like first goal raffle and stuff like that done. So do you want to tell us a bit about what charities are supported? Is the CSC linked to any local clubs at all?
Yeah,
that sort of stuff.
I mean, yeah, we've in this time that I've certainly been involved more heavily with the club, we've gave a considerable amount of money to charity. I think last year we managed to give about $10,000 to different charities, and before that it's been $4,000, $5,000 as well. I think in the past we've given money to the local St Kilda charities that we have to help the homeless there. But more recently we've been donating to the Celtic Foundation and part of the 67 Kitchens initiative, which is which we sponsor one of them through the Celtic Foundation, obviously. And that goes a long way to helping the kids in less fortunate countries. Almost in the last couple of years as well, we've had managed to help the Loaves and Fishes charity, which is a charity set up in East Kilbride, which is designed to help those who are struggling to make ends meet, if you like, and help to provide food for those families. And Kieran Tierney actually provided us with a number of different signed Celtic shirts for us to raffle off or auction off on the night, which a lot of the members would have seen. We also managed to give one of those shirts to the Perth CSC, who managed to raise money for that charity as well. And I think that's one of the things which is really good in Australia. We've got all the CSCs band together quite well to try and help those which are in need. And there's been a number of instances where some members have been unwell or their families are going through hard times, when the clubs have sort of came together and tried to provide some financial assistance where possible to help others out. And I think it's great to be able to do that across the whole of Australia. In terms of other charities that we've looked at, and some of them are sort of, they come and go. One of our members, Johnny Stewart, is off to Everest Base Camp at the minute, raising money for the Children's Hospice. So we've sort of sponsored him. We had a charity event at the last Celtic Rangers game end of last year to help him out. We've auctioned signed shirts and raffles to do that. I mean, we managed to give about, I think, over $1,000 to him as part of for the Children's Hospice. So it's just a bit of, I guess that's the reason why we sort of run these clubs, or one of the reasons, is to be able to help these people. And it's a big thanks out to the members of the club who come and support Celtic and also support the charities at the same time. I think one of the biggest things we've ever done in the club was a few years ago, when a well-known member around Australia, Andrina Kenny, passed away, unfortunately, from cancer. And we had a fundraiser Brian, our husband, and the two kids. And between all the CSCs across Australia, we raised up to around about $30,000. Through the one event, through different signed shirts at different clubs, donations from different clubs, donations from charities, donations from individuals such as Celtic number plates. And all of that came together fantastically well. And there's a hedge, people's heads getting shaved to raise money for the charity. So, I mean, easily in the last, if you include that, easily in the last 4 or 5 years, we've certainly raised about $50,000 for charity, which is fantastic for a club our size.
It's great considering how far away from actual Glasgow we are, but at the end of the day, it's still a club like no other, and that's just the Celtic way. We all like to, if people need help, your hands go in the pockets or you get around each other, so it's great to be part of it. So, yeah, that's it's always great seeing at the end of the year when the post up saying we're giving this much to 67 Kitchens or this much to this local club. It's always, you look at it and go, wow, we raised that much during the year. Great job, guys. So keep up.
Exactly right, and I think it's appreciated by certainly the Celtic Foundation. I think they've given us a signed Celtic shirt as well, where we can then raffle that off to the members, and it can be Australia wide as well. So they recognise the good work that we're doing as well. And you sort of get rewarded by getting another signed Celtic shirt, which you can raffle off, and everyone bands together, and $5 or $10 from each individual person is not a lot. But when it all comes as a collective, when you've got 200 people at a Rangers game, and let's say there's 4 or 5 of them a year, that's a lot of money that can be raised quite quickly and easily. So again, just a thanks to everyone who does support our work through the charities.
Okay, so just chopping over to, just want to know about any memorable nights or matches that the CSC has hosted and why it was so memorable. I know for myself personally, being at the Elephant and Wheelbarrow the first year when we beat Aberdeen for the Invincible treble, first season under Rodgers, what a night! That was a good night. Funnily enough, the game before that, when we won 5-1 at Ibrox, that is memorable. Well, obviously for the result, but if you haven't seen it, you should go on YouTube and just I think if you YouTube Celtic Rangers Melbourne, there'll be about a 9 or a 10 minute time lapse video which was prepared by Pat Close. And when we were setting up for the game about 7 o'clock at night, Pat set up a camera at the front of the stage and nobody knew it was there. I didn't tell anybody it was there, and it recorded live the crowd as to what was happening. So there was no. Often when you look on YouTube, you look at Facebook, people record the crowd after the event, so you miss the sort of excitement before the actual goal is scored or whatever it might be. But because it was recorded live, you can see the emotions, the sort of the exhilaration, if you like, on everyone's faces when the actual event occurs. And I'd encourage people to go and have a look. It's a great piece of work that was done by Pat, and it really helped actually raise our profile. The video got tweeted by Celtic FC itself. It went round the whole of Australia, around the world. So it was great. Yeah, that was a interesting one, considering I was in the back corner when that video happened. So as you said, no one knew it was there. I can vouch for you on that. I'm standing there, and then all of a sudden, what's this video? And there's okay, I was nowhere near that, so that was good. But yeah, that was brilliant. Like, nice little surprise. You see that go up online, and you're just like, okay, never seen that done before. That was great. So.
Yeah, it was a bit of a genius work by Pat there, and that actually helped raise the profile of the club as well.
Now, have you had any former players or any famous fans attend the CSC over the years? There's probably been a few. I think Eddie Jordan was in the club many years back. There's also Jonathan Gold came down for one of the games. That must have been 2008, 9, 10, around that time, and just was the last month. Scott McDonald was in to watch the game, and he was excellent. I was to say he was excellent with all the supporters down there. Everybody was wanting to get a picture, and he just made time for everyone.
that was fantastic. So yeah, having Scott McDonald in was great.
Good to see the local boy come home, come back to Melbourne and come into the supporters club. So that's always great to see as well.
Yeah, I think he's probably earned the club a few new supporters for next year.
Yep, exactly. So between the 5th to the 8th of June 2020, there's the Huddle Down Under in Melbourne. Do you want to tell us a bit about that, considering the CSC is going to be hosting it?
Yeah, the Huddle Down Under is an event that happens every 2 years, and is generally hosted in different cities around Australia. This year, or next year I should say, 2020, it'll be in Melbourne on the 5th to the 8th. The format generally will be how it generally plays out, which is golf will be on the Friday for those that are interested in golf. For those not interested in golf, I dare say there'll be a couple of beverages consumed at the pub. And then on the Friday night, we'll generally have some live music for everyone. On the Saturday, there's generally a football match between the host city, if you like, and the rest of the CSCs will band together to put out a team. And yeah, we just see how that goes before there'll be a sort of a Q&A session and more live music on the Saturday night. And for those still up and running on the Sunday, there'll be a boat cruise being organised in the afternoon for everyone to enjoy down the banks of the Yarra, singing a few songs, which will be great. It'll be good to get everyone together again. It'll go really well. If anybody's got any questions, then you can certainly drop me a message. But there is a Huddle Down Under Facebook page which has been set up, which will keep everyone up to date. So if you are planning to come to Melbourne for the Huddle Down Under, then please join the Facebook page, and there'll be more information there.
Any news about the Huddle Down Under 2020 that we hear, we'll put in all our other podcasts as well, so that word gets out there. So we're happy to work alongside you on that, because it's a great event. I'm looking forward to it being in my hometown, and can't wait for it.
Yeah, no, it should be great. All these events are really well run, and hopefully this one will be no different.
Sounds great. So what we'll do is so there's a Huddle Down Under Facebook page. I'll also go through all the other social media for the group. So on Facebook, it's called Melbourne Celtic Supporters Club group page on there.
Yep.
We've got an Instagram page, JSCSC_Melbourne.
Sounds about right.
And on Twitter, it's at JSCSC Melbourne, all one word. So if anyone wants to follow the supporters club, there are the ways you can get in touch on social media as well.
Yep, and everyone's welcome to come down to any of the games. We'll advertise all the games that we show on Facebook. So just get yourself down there when we're showing the games.
All right, thanks for your time, Colin. You got anything else you want to add about the CSC?
No, as I say, there are other CSCs, but we'd encourage people to come down to the Jock Stein Supporters Club at the Vine, enjoy the live music, enjoy the atmosphere. It's great when everyone gets together and to celebrate, and hopefully we'll be celebrating a quadruple treble come May.
Sounds good to me. All right then, we'll call that the end of this. Thanks for your time, Colin. Appreciate it. Tell us a bit about your Celtic Supporters Club, the Jock Stein Melbourne Celtic Supporters Club. Appreciate it, and hail, everyone.